Hey, look, I've reverted because the lighting over here is just really bad right now because it's nighttime. And when I turned my monitor on for lighting, it made me look like a ghost, even more so than now. So, hey guys, Jeremy here. I got a whole pile of crap for you. One new issue, and then a whole bunch of back issues, and a couple novels. Alright, first new issue, James Bond #1. Very curious, this Warren Ellis writing James Bond. That's weird. But hey, for Dynamite, I don't have a Dynamite title right now because Red Sonja, I think, ended. So it's cool to have another Dynamite title. Next, this came out either last week or the week before, and I just missed it. Danger Girl, Renegade, issue 205. Last issue was pretty entertaining, so I hope that issue 2 is still good. Next, the rest is Star Wars stuff. I picked up 2 issues of the original Marvel run, issues 65 and 79. So, chipping away at that beast. Back issues of that are getting scarce, but not as scarce as the next 2 back issues. They're also called just Star Wars, but I've often referred to this series as Republic because when I started reading it, when it was doing its Clone Wars event or storyline that ended this series, they changed the name to Star Wars Republic, but originally it was just called Star Wars. And these are both issues 3 of 4 in different miniseries. This is Star Wars number 30, The Hunt for Aurra Sing, issue 3 of 4, and then Star Wars number 34, Darkness, issue 3 of 4. So, cool. I've actually never read Darkness. It's one of the few stories in that whole comic run I've not read. That and Twilight. Those 2 are the only 2 I've never read. Last of the single issues. So, this, my comic shop, when they have a lot of something, they will bundle story arcs into one thing. Usually the issues are not that great, but they're reader copies. Well, this was kind of an exception. When Disney made Star Wars not canon, my shop had a whole bunch of these set up, and they all just went like that. But thankfully no one really touched the Star Wars back issues because they're a little hard to find in my shop. So I've been good in that sense. But they restocked them. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through these. So I peruse all Marvel, new Marvel canon, like the whole Princess Leia miniseries. I think they did one for Lando. Because these aren't selling at all. They just have excess of all these miniseries. Shattered Empire was another one. And then I found Dark Empire 2. And it's a full set. And they say that they're in really good condition. And they're not in bad condition. Issue 4 in particular is in a very, very good condition. Very pristine. 5's a little beaten. Issue 5 is a little beaten up, but hey. And they wanted $12.50 for it. I went up to the counter, I'm like, can I get this for cheaper? Can I use some of my bonus bucks on it? They said, no, we're giving you a good deal, but we'll throw in free bags and boards with it. And I'm like, fine. Even though it's a poly bag, it's a bag and a board. So, got Dark Empire 2, #1. Number 2, and these are all, the glare's just crazy on these. These might even be, I'm pretty sure they're poly. They feel poly. They could be. It's doing the Mylar glare, though. Issue 3 is a suggestive cover. It looks like, it honestly looks like one of Brian K. Vaughan's Swamp Thing covers with Tefe. Brian K. Vaughan's stupid arc of that. Ruined Swamp Thing for a while, you know. And this is issue 4, which is in really good condition, which you can't tell because of the light in this room. It's really bright here. It's really dark over there, so, you know, beggars can't be choosers. issue 5. I'm sorry you guys can't see these. And lastly, issue 6. So that's cool. I have Dark Empire 2 now. I have Empire's End already, which is only 2 issues. So all I need is Dark Empire 1, and I'll have the whole trilogy in singles. I already have this lovely hardcover right here of it, so I have read it. Nextly, I got a couple more hardcovers that are Star Wars. This one is New Jedi Order Edge of Victory duology, which collects, let's see, Edge of Victory, Conquest, and Rebirth. These, oh god, I don't even remember how these, what books these are, New Jedi Order. I think they happen before Traitor, but after Agents of Chaos and Balance Point. It's in pretty good condition. It looks like it sat in a box, because you could see the stain of dirt, like it was in a garage or something. But it's not dirty, like, on the words, on the page. Just dirty on the side here. Which, when you're buying used books that you could only get through the book club initially, that's right. Any of these duology things like the New Jedi Order stuff or the Black Fleet Crisis, any of those, like the trilogy or duology sets that I have like that, you could only get them through the Sci-Fi Book Club in hardcover. Otherwise, you can only find them in paperback in the wild, essentially. And so whenever I find any of those, I snatch them up real quick, especially the Bantam ones. Like the Corellian trilogy I'm looking for, the Bounty Hunter Wars, Star Wars Tales. Now Tales the novels. Now that's a hard one to find. There's a couple other ones. Force Heretics is really expensive. I think that's the most expensive one of the New Jedi Order stuff. There's another one that's escaping me right now, but I'll get into the last book I got. So this is a Bantam book that I really wanted as a kid. I remember when this was getting talked about in Star Wars Insider. Like my very first couple Star Wars Insiders, this had come out. And I was very curious about it. Let's see the date on this. 1998. So this was when they were hyping up the Phantom Menace. And this is the only... Well, Heir to the Jedi. This is the only EU Star Wars book I know that's completely in the first person. And it's by Michael Stackpole, who... X-Wing Rogue Squadron, the X-Wing novels. Good writer. This is Star Wars iJedi. And iJedi in hardcover is expensive. Like, most of my Bantam hardcovers that I didn't have, I'm finding for $8, $9. You know, I'm kind of... If Don Comic Book Junkie is the guy who always gets the comic book deals, I'm the guy who always gets the deals on the Star Wars hardcovers. I usually don't pay a whole lot. Now, that's not 100% true, always a thing. Like Black Fleet Crisis, I paid a little bit for. But that's the only one that comes off the top of my head. But this, I see this going for like $50 to $70. I saw one go for $17.99. It was beaten up. And I got this for $6. Not counting shipping, which was another $4. So $10 I bought this, counting shipping. What can I say? This is just, I don't know, a landmark for me in my Bantam era collecting, because there's only literally, for me, not counting the books that, like, I'll borrow from my parents, because, you know, I'll get willed those eventually. Like the Thrawn trilogy, the Han Solo trilogy, and Shadows of the Empire, which are their favorites. Mind you, most of my Star Wars collection of hardcovers, especially like my Bantam stuff, like Planet of Twilight and the Hand of Thrawn duology, those were my parents. They bought them when they came out. And they didn't buy everything, they just bought what sounded good at the time. So, stuff like iJedi, never got a chance to read it or anything. But... they said, okay, you can have blah 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 books, but you can't have the Thrawn trilogy, Shadows of the Empire, the Han Solo trilogy, and the prequel books. They really, really like the prequel books, so they'll be willed to me. I know that. So getting those in paperback to me is not a big deal. In fact, I can just borrow those from them to review. So it's not a great loss to me to not have them now, per se. But like, I don't know. iJedi, to me, it hits a point where I only have one standalone hardcover in the Bantam era to collect, which is Children of the Jedi. So my Bantam era collecting for hardcovers is coming to a close. I literally have 3 of the book club trilogies to get, and then 1 standalone of the Bantam. It's weird. It's just, it's to me, I was thinking about this today on my drive home from school, and I'm like, wow. Not only am I almost done with collecting the trades for Dark Horse, which granted, I am getting to the nitty gritty. It's almost done. But I'm also now almost done with my Bantam hardcovers. That's why there's been a focus on pushing New Jedi Order, which I have less than half of, but close to half, I think, at this point. But it's weird. It's really just this weird, I have this weird feeling. And I'm like, well, what am I going to collect next? And I'm like, guess Legacy of the Force is next to collect in hardcover, and Fate of the Jedi. And then I'll need to figure out something, and I don't think I'll have a just standalone Star Wars shelf for much longer, because there's literally no room anymore. No room at all. Considering that it's not full because I have some stuff loaned out still. It's getting to a close. What am I supposed to collect next? Batman? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Granted, I have so many singles to collect still, so it's not like I'm almost done collecting everything. I'm not Matt Wilkins. I don't have everything. He and I have a lot of the same stuff. He and I have a lot of the same comic book stuff, but I collected it in trades, whereas he just stuck to the singles. And now I'm like, hey, I want to get the singles now too, so I still have that to work on. And now that I've rambled on and on and on, a couple announcements. One, Dawn. I finally have got the last books for your of your winnings are ordered. So they will be coming in the next few weeks. And you and I can just message me on Twitter. Well, I'll message you when they come in for your personal address and stuff. To everyone else, I finished Dragonlance Chronicles Dragons of Winter's Night. So expect a review on Sunday. And anyway, guys, have a nice day. Stay frosty, people. And let's hope that my Battlefront's going to be good, because I've almost got that thing completely paid off. Later, fucks.